Games are rarely ever amazing anymore. For every decently designed game that drops every now and then, developers find a way to queef out at least 10 more microtransaction based games to the point that you would think that the industry is ran by loan sharks. For that new standard retail price of 70 bones on a video game, you gotta be real careful on what you decide to put that money on, because games are too busy either being victim to big budgets and playing it too safe with their releases, or just straight up lying to you on some of the day before type shit. It is an actual gamble nowadays, but that just really makes the really good games that we do get all the more special and needed to be appreciated. We've got a bunch of those titles this year that put a good dent in our bank account, but I could argue that the best $70 that most players could say that they spent this year that felt worthy of every single penny was on the recently released game of Baldur's Gate 3. Now, some of you might have seen that, BG3 swept the Game Awards last week in winning categories harder than Kratos' voice actor swept Activision with his roast on MW3, which wasn't even a roast, it was just the truth, but the game won all those awards for a reason. Baldur's Gate games have always been one of, if not the best role-playing strategic games out, and this third installment was nothing short of what pristine quality should look like in a AAA game. This game is perfect for those that want an amazing storyline, some of the most extensive player decision making that gaming has ever seen, or for those that want to speedrun how fast you can fornicate in this game, everybody's included. The game officially launched back in August on PC and then a month later in September for the PlayStation 5, and after 4 months of missing out on all that 𝘕𝘕 fun, the game finally got an Xbox release just a few days ago on December 7th. Like a lot of modern AAA games, BG3 took forever to drop on Xbox because developing games for the Series X little disk driveless brother is hard as hell with this GPU's low VRAM. But nevertheless, Larian Studios made it happen. However, that's not to say that playing the newly released game on Xbox doesn't come with its risks of fatal issues players have reported in these last few days. And it's got to the point where Larian Studios decided to address these issues quickly and even warn BG3 players on what to do going forward. Now, every newly released game always has its own day one bugs and glitches, that's just the name of the game. You gotta see a few missing textures and weird sized heads to really feel that day one experience. But this is especially true for the Xbox Series X and S console, since optimizing for those two platforms are pretty different, since you've got the standard next gen hardware and then a budget version of that next gen hardware too. So developers gotta make changes to the game all around just to make it playable on both consoles. And Baldur's Gate 3 players on Xbox recently reported some loss of whole ass saves because of some sort of bug that wipes their progress whenever the game crashes or reboots, which you gotta imagine is pretty infuriating. Now, there were some other problems floating around, but the saves being lost were the highlight of the issues found, which just today, Larian Studios took to address in dropping a game update in a tweet detailing what they're doing to fix what's going on. In this tweet, they state, "Xbox players, we've pushed a small update to Baldur's Gate 3 containing stability fixes. We're aware of the issue of saves disappearing after a crash. An update is available from Xbox to help with some of these issues. Please manually update your Xbox through the system menu." Now, I don't personally own an Xbox, but if you do and you're anything like me in the sense where when I'm about to shut down my PC and see that update and shut down button, and I say, yeah, I'll do that tomorrow, and never do, this message was made specifically for players like us. Now, of course, it is, common sense to keep all your systems updated, and, at some point they're probably going to force you to update it just to use online services, but this reminder is pretty much an essential warning for all the Xbox BG3 players who don't want to run the risk of losing their saves. Now, from what I've seen, this small patch and system update has fixed the crashing issue as far as today, but honestly, this whole thing happening is just a big wake-up call for us to keep our shit updated if we weren't already. Baldur's Gate 3 is an amazing game that's easy to sink hours into on accident, so not risking all that precious gameplay is a top priority for all the diehard fans out there. Plus, we all put more time than we want to admit on the genital customization, so you don't want to make that all for nothing. But that's the latest on Baldur's Gate 3 news on Xbox, so hopefully this game continues to get more updates and people can enjoy Baldur's Gate 3 for many years to come. So what do you guys think about Baldur's Gate 3, man? Feel free to comment down below. And as always, if you like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one.